Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, starseed astrologer and spiritual messenger from sacredsoulempowerment.com. Here to do your weekly angel card reading for Monday, March 19th through Sunday, March 25th, 2018. So this is the first week's weekly reading that I'm recording here in beautiful Oregon. I'm in the backyard of my new home. I haven't been able to unpack everything to be able to find a good place to set up indoors. So luckily it's a fairly nice day outside. You can see some blue sky back there in the background. And so this is how we're going to do the weekly reading, at least this week. Also a little announcement from all of the do-over of my life and the process of moving here. There's going to be some changes on my website, Sacred Soul Empowerment, some new services perhaps added, some new products added. That's in the works. It's going to take a little while, but hopefully not too long, so be sure to tune in and check that out. Okay, so for this week's weekly reading, we're going to be using the Archangel Tarot deck, Archangel Power Tarot deck for the main message by Doreen Virtue. And your special message card, depending on your stone of choice, is going to be coming from the Archangel Divination deck, also by Doreen Virtue. So let's take a look at your stones of choice. Your first stone of choice is a Boji stone. Now the Boji stone, you can see it's actually a very earthy, dark-looking stone, and that's exactly what this is good for. This is good for channeling the earth energies. This is also good to help to clear and cleanse the subconscious of unwanted belief systems or thoughts, and it also enhances telepathy. Your second stone of choice is malachite, and I know the sun's in my eyes. I hope you can see these stones okay. So the malachite is a green stone. This is going to be related to the heart chakra. And it is a stone of transformation, and it's also a stone of emotional healing. A lot of people use this stone also for abundance and prosperity, but definitely anything related to the heart chakra. And then your last stone of choice is going to be rose quartz. And the rose quartz, a lot of us already know what that is. That's a stone of universal love, unconditional love, and trust, and compassion, harmony, and relationships. And it opens you up as well to self-love. So it's about loving yourself just as much as it is about loving others. So again, the stones of choice are the Boji stone, the malachite, and the rose quartz. So let's talk a little bit first about the astrology for the week. So to start out, we're going to look at Tuesday, the 20th of March. And this is actually a very important day because one of the things that's going on is that the sun moves into Aries on this day. Now, this is, by astrologer standards, this is when the new astrological year begins. Okay, we all think that the new year begins on January 1st. The astrologers look at the fact when the sun goes into the first sign of the zodiac, which is springtime in the spring equinox, right? So the sun is moving into Aries, which signals new beginnings, new paths, new opportunities. And just as something I want to talk about in retrospect, I mean, we only have Monday that we, skipped over here, but all of last week and then Monday of this week, when the sun is just in that ending of Pisces, okay, and I've already been feeling it as I'm recording this, obviously a couple days early before it actually begins, that there's a clearing going on, a cleansing going on, and that clearing and cleansing can be happening on a physical level, an emotional level, a mental level, and a spiritual level, and it could be anyone or all of the above. I've been witness to some people that I already know here in Ashland, Oregon, that there's some definite redirections happening in their lives, career and family and whatnot. For me too, obviously, I'm moving into this new beginning, but I'm also, I think, clearing and cleansing on a little bit of a physical level. I don't know if you can tell my voice sounds just a little bit different, but it's because I have a little bit of congestion going on. I feel fine, but there's definitely an energetic clearing and cleansing that's taking place while the sun is in those last degrees of Pisces. Now again, on Tuesday the 20th, it moves into Aries and joins both Mercury and Venus in the sign of Aries. And so here we really have that new beginning. So this is maybe where you want to initiate something. However, this week Mercury does go retrograde as well. So, you know, maybe in some ways not the best time to initiate because Mercury is going retrograde on Thursday, but yet it is that sign of new birth with the sun going into Aries. So, you know, you can initiate something if you choose, maybe initiate the mental images of what you want to accomplish. Or again, if you choose, initiate something on a physical level. Just know that during Mercury retrograde, it's going to take a little bit of time to work out all of the details. Also on Tuesday the 20th, Mercury and Venus, which we talked about already being in Aries, they come together in Aries on that same day that the sun moves into Aries. And so, you know, Mercury rules the mind, our thoughts, communications. Venus rules both money and relationships and our sense of self-worth and what we value. So, you know, there's things going on here as far as initiating communications or conversations, maybe Venus being a ruler of the divine feminine, maybe with women. This can be about initiating conversations or having conversations about money, about love, again, about relationships. Now, then on Thursday, that's when Mercury goes retrograde. So Mercury stations and goes retrograde at 16 degrees of Aries on Thursday the 22nd. Didn't jot down what the date is as far as it turning back to direct motion, but typically Mercury is retrograde for about 3 weeks. So we'll talk more about that as it's getting closer. But really this week you're going to start to feel the effects. In fact, you may have already started to feel the effects as it went into its shadow a little while ago. Things starting to electronically, you know, kind of have some issues or challenges or conversations or communications or meetings being rescheduled, you know, all of those typical things. Now Mercury retrograde typically is a time to redo and review and reorganize. Not so great for signing contracts or again initiating something brand new. Now if you're initiating something within something that's already begun, that's okay, but to initiate something that's brand new, usually we would say to wait until Mercury turns back to direct motion. On Friday the 23rd, Venus is in a challenging aspect to Pluto. Now again, we already said Venus rules love, relationships, money, finances, and it's going to be in this challenging square aspect to Pluto, which is the planet of transformation, transmutation, death and rebirth. It rules the subconscious and things going on in the shadow side. So there can be some things, maybe some possible challenges when it comes to finances, some possible transformations within certain relationships that we have, even as far as how we value ourselves. Again, that sense of self-worthiness that Venus rules. This can be something that's, we're going through something on an internal level, on an emotional level. You know, Pluto is a very emotional kind of planet dealing with the subconscious. So there's something that we're moving through, again, whether it be inside of us internally or outside of us in the world around that time. And then on Saturday the 24th, the sun, newly in Aries, is going to be in a challenging square aspect to Mars, newly in Capricorn. Now Mars went into Capricorn last week. So again, you know, it's very fresh here as far as Mars being in the beginning of Capricorn. The sun is in the beginning of Aries. They're going to challenge one another. The sun, or the sun rules our identity and personality and how we shine our light. Mars rules energy and action and forward movement. It rules assertiveness and sometimes aggression. So just know that some people, especially with the Aries sun, you know, people are more prone to be reactive with Aries planets and Aries energies going on. And here with, again, that challenge to Mars, we could see some pushing, you know, maybe pushing ourselves, maybe other people seem to be pushing us, maybe some people are frustrated, but this can also be the impetus towards change too. Even though there might be a challenge that's behind it, this Mars energy can kind of push us to make the changes that we need to make in order to move forward on our path. So there is a positive aspect to that. Okay, so that is all for the astrology. Now let's take a look at the cards, which I already meditated on and I already chose. So the first card for the week is the Eight of Gabriel. And the Eight of Gabriel is like the Eight of Fire in the traditional tarot. And I think this came up in the last couple of weeks, or maybe in the monthly and then one of the last couple of weeks' weekly readings. It seems like I just really remember, even though I've been really super busy and there's been a lot going on here. It seems to me that I've seen this card before, more than once. So the message at the bottom says a great deal of activity. Again, Aries initiates new activity, whereas that Pisces, when the sun was in Pisces, it was more of a inner, self-reflective, quiet, healing, going with the flow kind of time period. Now we're in that Aries energy of action, movement. So a great deal of activity, sudden and immediate results, and important communication. So even though we have Mercury retrograde this week, we have some sort of important communication or communications or conversations or messages, whether from other people or from the universe, that we need to pay attention to. And you can see this flurry of activity around this angel here. There's 8 lovely different colored birds here that's kind of flying around here. And, it can be, the 8 of fire can be a little bit haphazard. It can be, again, really busy with a lot of things going on at once in different areas of your life. So that's something definitely to pay attention to. I have to say, when I look at the birds, 2 of them stand out to me, maybe because they're the most colorful, but I'm drawn to the blue one first, and then I'm drawn to the orange one. So blue is the color of the throat chakra. So again, that deals with communication, making sure that when you communicate with others, to not be so reactive with that Aries energy, because Mercury is going retrograde in Aries, and now we have 3 planets in Aries, but also to speak your truth with unconditional love and compassion, okay? So be a little bit more thoughtful about what you're saying. And then the orange relates to the sacral chakra, which is about our creative self-expression. It's about passion. So what are you passionate about in life? Are you moving towards that? Are you utilizing your creativity? Are you working on something creative? And hopefully that something creative is something that you're passionate about, because that's what's going to make it successful. So those are a couple of things that I see also with this card. Now the number 8 is about empowerment. So, we're moving towards doing these things to empower ourselves. It's also a number that relates to career, business, finance, money, prosperity, abundance. So those things are also potentially highlighted for this week. Okay, the second card is Major Arcana number 9, and in this deck it's called Epiphany. In the traditional tarot, it is called the Hermit. Whoops, sorry, little fly there. The Hermit, this is with Archangel Raziel, which is the archangel that deals with magic and alchemy and sort of like higher wisdom and knowledge, almost like Merlin the Magician. I always think of Merlin the Magician when I think of Archangel Raziel. The message at the bottom of this card says, joy through spiritual growth. Be a light to others, and answers that come through meditation. Now, typically the Hermit card is about finding the light within yourself and not seeking answers outside of yourself, but instead being, again, self-reflective and going within, which is interesting because it's very different from this busy activity of the 8 of Wands, So this tells me that there is a lot on the outside in circumstances in our life, in the environment that we're living in or working in, a lot going on. But at the same time, in order to best figure out the answers to our questions or make decisions, we need to go within. We need to find that light within ourselves, to connect with our higher soul selves, be a little bit more self-reflective, and intuit. This is about really intuiting what feels right and following your path. The Hermit often carries this lantern, and in this card, Archangel Raziel is carrying the lantern to light the way within kind of the darkness around. So there might be something that's unclear this week, and I think that's part of Mercury retrograde as well, something that's unclear, but yet if you connect with your higher soul self, you're going to connect with your light, the light within you, the light of God, the light of the universe, and that's going to kind of light the way for you. That's going to highlight the answers for you that you're seeking, okay? And you can take that word literally too, an epiphany, that you're going to have like an epiphany about something, okay? Now whether that epiphany is about something personal or about something business or home related, it could be anything. Now the number 9 here, the 9th major arcana, the number 9 is about going with the flow. It's about, you know, being the humanitarian, about being creative, about being artistic, about just being in the state of love. The number 9 really is this kind of soft, loving, compassionate kind of energy. So we want to, again, exude that this week. And then the last card, another major arcana. We have major arcana number 15. In this deck, it's called Decision with Archangel Jophiel. Interesting choice there for an angel. And this is, in the traditional tarot, it's the Devil card, but I don't want anybody to get frightened by that. The Devil card just talks about our shadow side and, you know, our fears. And I think that's part of the Venus challenging Pluto, or Venus square Pluto, that I talked about, that happens on Friday. So, you know, you might feel this as it's building up on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And so there's something here where we're dealing with our shadow side, we're dealing with subconscious fears, we're needing to kind of release them and let them go, not allowing them to kind of take hold, because it's all just an illusion. That's really what the Devil card is about. That's just an illusion. You have these subconscious fears. I mean, everybody does, but that's not the true you. That's not the you that is the connected light to source you, okay? The message at the bottom says, release yourself from that which holds you back, okay? Release yourself from that which holds you back. A need to detox. Now again, that detox could be physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. And unnecessary worry based on a lack of self-confidence, and that's where the fears come in. So all of your worries, all of your fears, all of your concerns are unnecessary. And this is just, again, moving through something on the subconscious level. So maybe do a pulling of the cords, do a balancing of the chakras, call in Archangel Michael and maybe Archangel Raziel. Here we have Archangel Jophiel, which is the angel of beauty. So instead of seeing shadows around you or be in a state of fear or worry, see the beauty that's around you, see the good that's around you, see the abundance that's around you, and focus on that, and that's going to create more of that. Let me see if there's anything else here. You know, here she's got a bird cage, and one bird is still in the bird cage, but the other ones are flying away. So again, you're releasing something. You're releasing some sort of burdens or challenges that, again, are within your own mind and not based in reality. Because, you know, even though there might be circumstances happening in your reality, what it's really about is that we have the power to create our own reality. And, you know, through our connection with Source and through our connection with our angels and guides, we're able to, with our thoughts, our visualizations, our positive intentions, we're able to create what we desire in life. Okay? Let's take a look at your special message, depending on your stone of choice. So here I have the Archangel deck. I'm going to give it a little shuffle, close my eyes. The sun feels really good. Feels so nice to be here. There's no snow on the ground. I'm so used to Michigan with lots of snow, and this, it's, you know, it's a little chilly, but it's really actually warm in the sun. So, all right, so for those of you that chose the Boji stone, okay, so I'm going to fan them out in front of me. You can probably see what's on the bottom as I'm shuffling. And I actually am really drawn to the bottom one here. So the Boji stone, people, compassion with Archangel Zadkiel. And we talked about this already. Soften your heart. Okay, remember the blue, the throat chakra, speaking with love and compassion? Soften your heart with respect to this situation and all of the people involved, including yourself. So don't be hard on yourself, as well as don't be hard or judgmental or, difficult or whatever with other people. It's like everybody's working through their own lessons. Everybody's working through their own fears. Everybody has, I don't want to say trials, but everybody has things that they are moving through, at this time. We're all growing and evolving. We all have our own things, whether it be a relationship, a career, or money, or whatever it might be. So just know that everyone is, basically doing the best they can in a way of moving through that. So have compassion for yourself, for those that you love. Be a light, they're saying. Be a light. So this means tapping into your inner truth, like the Hermit card, tapping into that inner soul self, that higher self, that which is your God self, your God nature. And as you tap into that light, project it out to others. Just know, again, and I think I've mentioned this before, is sometimes, you could say you walk into a store and somebody's just really you know, not very nice to you. You don't know what kind of a day they're having. You don't know what maybe they've heard some bad news. Maybe they've had something traumatic happen to them. And, you know, yes, they shouldn't be projecting it out on you, but we don't know what's going on within that person or why they're being like that. So just try to be in your heart and be your most loving and compassionate self. Okay? All right. And then for those of you that chose the Malachite, all right, so let's take a little shuffle here. Malachite. Actually, I'm very drawn to this one here in the middle. Malachite people. Brilliant idea. I love this card, and I love getting this card for myself. This is Brilliant Idea with Archangel Uriel, and it says, yes, your idea is divinely guided. Please take action to bring your idea to fruition. So Archangel Uriel to me almost is about claircognizance and just like little flashes of insight, little flashes of knowingness that kind of come in through your crown chakra. It could be flashes too of visions or visualization, so it could be attached to some clairvoyance as well. But pay attention to when you just know something to be right, when something just kind of, you know, feels like it's the right path, the right decision, and you don't know how you know, and you don't know why that kind of flashed into your mind or whatever, but trust it, because that's Archangel Uriel giving you those flashes of insight. He's very quick like that, almost like lightning bolt speed of thoughts and ideas and energies that come in. Now there's a lot of yellow in this card, so it reminds me of the solar plexus chakra. So also for you, make sure that you're empowering yourselves this week. Again, that Venus squaring Pluto can be about empowerment, empowerment within relationships, empowerment, you know, within yourself with subconscious fears and what have you. So just make sure you're claiming your power back, you're moving into your power, and you're moving forward. You know, look at this. There's Archangel Uriel here on a unicorn. The unicorn's kind of in that stance, bucking up in the air, almost like ready to gallop forward. And Archangel Uriel has that arrow there too. And so he's ready to direct his thoughts and direct his intentions towards what it is he desires to create and manifest. And there's that orange there too, so that is about the sacral chakra of creation as well. So that seems to fit. Okay. And then the special message card for the people that chose the rose quartz. Let's shuffle here. Okay, this one just popped up. Rose quartz people. Courage with Archangel Ariel. Okay. It says, be courageous and stand up for your beliefs. Archangel Uriel is the archangel. She's called the Lioness of God. And you can see that there's lions here in the background. Yeah, there's two of them, a male and a female lion there. And so the Lioness of God, to me, it's like the iron fist and the velvet glove kind of energy, you know, because lions can be very strong and courageous and assertive, but they can also be very gentle. You know, sometimes if you had the opportunity to go out and actually see lions out in the wild, sometimes they're just like lying around and enjoying one another and, you know, being almost very peaceful. So it's like a gentle strength is what this card is about, and what Archangel Ariel's message is about, is gentle strength. So courage, fortitude, gentle strength, being strong, but again, it's like being assertive, but not aggressive, I guess is the best way to say it. And again, stand in your truth. Again, I have to relate back to the Venus square Pluto of empowerment here. Standing in your truth, not allowing anybody else or situations to disempower you. And what else do they want to say? I feel like there's something about focus too. So something about focus this week, needing to focus your energies. Again, we are moving into that Mercury retrograde cycle, but it can be really good to focus on redoing something or revamping something. So I feel like you're all needing to focus your energy or intention on something, and they're saying new beginnings. So focus your intentions on new beginnings. We're now into the Aries energy. It's time to release and let go of the past and, you know, all that might be related to that. So if you had any thoughts or questions about, do I need to let this go? If it's old energy, maybe it's time to let it go. It's time to move into a bright new future, and Archangel Ariel is going to give you the courage to be able to stand in your truth and do that. So I hope you've all liked this weekly angel card reading. Thank you so much for those of you that have commented on my YouTube videos. I think I mentioned this in the week or two previous, but it's been so busy trying to move and get reorganized that I haven't had a chance, as I usually do, to answer all of the comments on the YouTube videos. I look at them, but again, not able to always comment on all of them. So I want to thank you for that. Hopefully, life will settle down here in a bit. Maybe not, it depends. But I just want you to know that I appreciate the comments and I do read them. So thank you very much. And for all of you that follow me on Facebook under Colleen Lemma or Sacred Soul Empowerment, thank you so much for following me or for your comments. Some of you had suggestions. Some of you have initiated or networked for me and told me about people or places to go here in the Southern Oregon area. So I have that on a list of things as well. But again, still waiting for my things actually to arrive. I just took a couple of suitcases with me with what I could fit in it. And so my things are still in transit. Might be another week or two before I get them, and then more organization will continue. At the same time, trying to network with some people that I've already known from here, that again will help me to expand my business, what I'm doing to offer more products, to offer more services. So again, please be on the lookout, check out Facebook or check out my website for when that happens and when those updates occur. So sending you all much love and light and many, many angel blessings until next week or next month. Bye everyone. Namaste.